Hi, this is Sean D'Souza, and you're listening to the 3-Month Vacation Podcast. This podcast isn't some magic trick about how to work less. Instead, it's about how to really enjoy the work that you do and to enjoy your vacation time. Hi, it's Sean, and you're listening to another In-Between from the 3-Month Vacation. When I was in advertising, and this was going back to the 90s, I heard this story about Guinness beer. I don't know how true this is, but Guinness beer ran this campaign, which is Guinness is good for you. And then they decided to check whether people were listening to the advertising, had got what the advertising was all about. So as they're doing the survey, as they're doing their validation, they meet this guy and they say, "Does advertising influence you?" And he says, "No, advertising doesn't influence you." And they said, "Oh, you're drinking Guinness. Is that because of advertising?" And he said, "No, advertising has no effect on me. The only reason I drink Guinness is because it's good for me." This short in-between episode is about validating your uniqueness. How do you validate your uniqueness? It's hard enough to create that uniqueness. I mean, there you've got a product or a service or a workshop or something, and you've worked very hard to create that factor of uniqueness, but uniqueness itself is pointless. It's when you get that echo, that's when you know, wait a second, this is working. So how do we make this a survey question without it being a survey question? If you read the brain audit, you know that there are 6 questions that you ask a client. And one of the questions is, what is the obstacle? Then what did you find after buying it? And then what was your greatest benefit as a result of buying this course or this product? And then the 4th one is, what 3 other things did you find? Something to that effect. And what you need to do is you need to go through like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 testimonials that you've got and look at those 3 points. Now that's the 4th question. It's not the first question, the second, not the third. It's the 4th question. It's almost like at that point in time, the customer lets down their guard and they start thinking of the reasons why they bought into something, why they bought into that product or service. And what you'll find is that there is this consistency that seems to come from those questions. So they're just writing 3 points. They don't have to write a long paragraph. And I think it frees up the mind a bit. So the other day I was going through the testimonials for this little book that I'd written about how to take better photos with your iPhone. It's not for Android, just for iPhone. And if you look at the uniqueness of that product on the page, it says this doesn't have 17 steps or 21 steps. It doesn't say exactly this, but it says it just has 3 or 4 steps that you need to take to get these great photos. It's very, very simple. And then in those testimonials, as we get to question number 4, people have echoed exactly that. That it just takes 3 or 4 steps. That it just takes 3 or 4 steps. That it just takes 3 or 4 steps. So it's one of those 3 points that they put down. But now that's telling you, without a doubt, that that was one of the things that was really interesting. And that's how you know that your uniqueness has been validated. That you put out a uniqueness at one end, and the benefit that the client got, maybe one of just 4 benefits, but the benefit that they got was exactly that. I know it sounds a little tricky, doesn't it? It's not tricky. It's just validation. You say Guinness is good for you, and the client doesn't necessarily admit to listening to advertising or reading what you've put out there, but then they come back with the echo. And that's how you know it's working. Pretty cool, isn't it? So what are you going to do next? Well, you've already got a copy of the brain audit. If you haven't got it, get the copy of the brain audit. Read that so that you understand the whole basis of how you get these testimonials. Now that you've got those 6 questions, You send them out to your customers, and then what you get is this validation or lack of validation. You might get something and you realize, oh, wait a second, none of them are saying what I'm trying to project. And so now we've got to work on it. Because when you think about it, any product, any service, any workshop, anything that you have, it has to have uniqueness. Otherwise, it's just like anything else. And so why should the client buy from you? And more so, why should the client buy from you at a higher price? So do the test, find out whether it's working for you. I think this is one of the most important things you can do for your product or your service today. Put your uniqueness out and then find out, is the echo coming back? Is it really good for you? That brings us to the end of the podcast. What's happening in psychotactics land? The article writing self-study is due on the 5th of April. Now, the article writing course is the toughest writing course in the world, but here's what it does. It shows you how to write magazine quality articles in 45 minutes or less. And that's really powerful because most people struggle with their articles. First of all, they're taking hours or days. But the second thing is that they're not of this quality. They're just like all of these articles on the internet, which is just stuff put together, just information put together. There is no drama, there is no sequence, there is no structure. And the article writing course, the home study, will help you put that together. So that's the 5th of April. You have to be on the waiting list. Why? Because even though it's a digital product, we only release 25 copies at a time, and we stop. The members at 5000bc.com are those who get first preference. If it's over by then, it's over. Those on the waiting list get the second preference, and there is no third preference. That's it. If you're not on the waiting list, you get no notification. So go to psychotactics.com, get on the waiting list, and you'll get a whole bunch of goodies about article writing that enables you to get started even before you get this home study. That's me, Sean D'Souza, saying bye for now, and we'll see you in 5000 BC. Be kind, be helpful, or be gone. Bye-bye.